Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI Live Noding. In this video, we're gonna take a look at this setup that I did. It's basically one way we can approach the creation of the spider body. It's slightly strange, perhaps. I'm just using like a skin modifier to generate this body part, and then on the top here is kind of a baked version of the bottom, and there's probably like a normal flipping at the back here, but here I'm also using a blender soft body and kind of making the spider body kind of sagging at the bottom there, because if you imagine a spider, they definitely have this kind of shape at the bottom because of the muscle or because of the gravity pulling in the body, so it should be a little bit saggy. You can always use sculpt and whatnot, but this is just me trying to make everything automatic. Probably not always possible, but this is yeah, this is one way you can approach it. So how did I came out with this? Basically, first of all, I have this curve. I go to the top view and I'm just drawing the shape of the spider, you know, like just like using grease pencil. Let me show you. I think I still keep it. Oh, actually that's the old one, but basically what I did was kind of imagining the shape of the spider body without the head, and it's probably looking something like this. And you might think that, okay, you can actually do just a revolve, right? Just using blender modifier called screw, and yeah, perhaps you can do that. But here what's interesting is I actually just use the curve to get the weighting, kind of the weighting of each points being sampled here. So if I go from the beginning, I converted the grease pencil into curve, and we know that this curve is totally like dense. We cannot use that curve. We need to kind of smooth it or resample the curve somewhat, and I'm kind of using spray chalk to do that here. I did one resampling and then I give it a color red, so that's resampling the curve. And then the next one I did a vector rewire, kind of flattening this curve, so it becomes the green dots. So you see, it's just like if this dots being ray cast into like a invisible invisible wall, like ZY plane, and then it's gonna looks like the green dots. And once it becomes the green dot, I resample it again and it's become the blue dots. And the blue dots, if we just look at the blue dots, the distance between the blue dots and no, actually the blue dots is becoming the skin modifier. So I just plug the blue dots, the blue points into the UV connections, and I get the skin modifier. But what I use to get the thickness of the skin modifier is the distance between the red and the green dots. If I go to the top, you see the green and the red has some kind of distance, and that way we can sort of get all this thickness value, 1 2 3 4 5 6, depending on how many sample we generated. So here I still have control over the sampling number, so more or less, so it's totally up to you. Maybe let's make it more, like 18 seems like a good number. See, the spider now has more resolutions. We can then, you know, we can always add more. Actually less is better, like 16 maybe. We don't need too many, but that kind of give us this shape. It's not like revolve here. This is because with with the thickness of skin modifier, we can make it we can control it in two directions, in the X and in the Y. You see, I can make the spider body kind of really thin or a little bit fat. Maybe the only limitation is this shape will always look like more or less the same, like it's symmetrical. But you can always adding like sculpt or even like displace modifier and just give it like a Musgrave texture, maybe just adding some kind of randomness. Blender, I think Blender modifier cannot do the symmetrical kind of mirroring. There is a mirror modifier that I tried it, but it doesn't quite work. Clipping on vertex group. I don't know. Maybe this is possible, like kind of like cut and flatten to the other side. But anyway, the Musgrave give you this kind of randomness. Maybe not too random, otherwise it looks like cockroach body. Cockroach. No, we don't want cockroach. Just spider. But really, at this stage, you can go to you can go to sculpt mode and then doing some sculpting to make a proper spider body. But this is like kind of the thing that one way you can generate the spider body. So later on, if I do another demo, so basically with if you have like spider reference, all you need to do is just kind of draw the spider body and then draw the legs, ratio segmented, and then what's gonna happen is sphere chops will just gonna draw the body, and then it will also draw the leg for you. Even though it's super simple, but this is like a rethinking of Blender using nodes. Really, it's making it. I want to give control to the user, but I want it to also notify everything, so we can more or less get a automation. I don't know. Maybe the rigging also can be automated. I don't know. Oh yeah, by the way, this part I'm actually using a function here to generate the thickness. It's not like if I cut this, you see the thickness here? It's totally flat. Now that's not what we want. We want the thickness to have more like this kind of undulations, and I'm using currently I'm using a function here, easing, bounce in, bounce is out, and there's also the multiplier here. There's a map brain, sine, whatever. It's cosine. Actually, sine is better. All this just to get some kind of variations on the spider body. There must be like one functions that can give you exactly what you want. But here I'm just trying to get that kind of spider body shape, roughly, You can always try all kind of different functions. Yeah, it says trial and error, but maybe one of this number will give you exactly what you want. So that's a little bit too funny looking, but maybe it's more or less like that. Needs a proper spider reference. I don't know, the eyes, maybe the eyeballs. You can also make it like parametric. So you just specify how many eyes and how many legs, and you get the result. See, this is actually not too bad. Like that. This is quadratic ease out. It's a little bit fat, but it's, at least it has some kind of thickness, and then you can make a duplicate and then just apply, and then you can do further sculpting if you like. Set origin to geometry and then scale it, scale Y, scale in the Z, smooth this, smooth, and then should be not too bad with the back. Maybe displacement is a quick way to do it. You just use displacement and then zero it out, and then after you do that, you kind of go to weight painting, and then just do some painting on the top. Let me try. Add this quick paint on the top. Oh, it's actually doing the whole thing. So weird. Maybe just do it like this. So the top bit, get a full weighting. Bottom bit is blue. You can kind of blur it, and then go back to object mode, and then use the vertex weighting, and then strength. So we can have variations of the body shape. Maybe I give it like a cloud. Okay. So the top part gets all this cloud texture displacement. I guess this is actually not too bad. Kind of like a spider, kind of randomness at the top. We don't have a control over the U and the V. Supposedly, currently the setup gives you this skin measure, and then we have this guy. But you don't need to stop here. You can go back to spread chalk and then just source this guy, and then have control over the U and the V. Furthermore, maybe that's that way you can kind of make it more procedural. But this is not too bad. I kind of like this kind of back and forth, as long as it's not like too much trouble. Basically, here the node tree is like just like a modifier, right? It's a modifier. You can tweak it slightly, and then once you're done with it, you don't need to worry, and then you continue with the next stage. So yes, we can simplify it more. So the top part is like this. It's too much divisions on the x-axis. But not maybe less, like I said, less is more. So we want to ensure with any model, you want to ensure that the polygon face is more or less equal, and not too much divisions in one direction. But that anyway, this is a very simplistic spider design. The body, we can do a better one, but I guess this is alright for now. It's something I want to share. I keep it really simple. Don't want to think about it too much, but you can always improve it. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this live noding. If you have any questions, suggestion, feedback, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for tuning in.